To the Three Rivers, the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela. We are here at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Escapes the defender. And he takes this near to 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. 26-yard line. First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. You look at this Browns defense. They were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? He finds his man complete. It's Ford. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. The Steelers are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. They got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself at an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2... They shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot. Find a way to win some games and keep moving forward.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same.
And he works free. He's got the 1st down and more. Big strides, look at him go. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just like,
now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Myles Garrett in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving in past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone. Back to throw. Jarrett completes Austin here over the middle. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't rip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Browns drive about to get started. Their second drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there the last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Once again, Judkins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. You look at this Steeler defense. They come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
That's good.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Keon Coleman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. We'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division...
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have regained the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. Throwing is Hurts. And a throw right sideline is complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 14. First down, Cleveland.
On first down is Judkins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Hurts. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. A give. Here's Judkins. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Hurts sets up to throw it. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Now Hurts on the option right. The 20. 5. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jalen Hurts with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun. Jarrett. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue.
He's got him in, complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
First and 10.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Man open downfield, it's Metcalf. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
A gain of 5, and that will bring up second down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now a give, right side. It's Green. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On third down, Green. He's taken down, but not before picking up the first, thanks to a flashy little spin move. 79 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. They'll run with Chubb. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball.
A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Steelers have yet again retaken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as they continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
So the decision to throw out that challenge flag, a good one, as they'll get credited with a completion. They go play action with Hurts. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunky yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Credit the tackle to Ron Thornhill.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. From 13 yards out, as his guys have now moved out in front. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Steelers, 17.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
Partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is going to be dropped. Oh, my gracious. There was no one in his area code, but he could not hang on to it.
Jordan Stout in
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
Here's Hardman to return.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
at their own 47-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the gun, it's Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Now this time he'll look to throw.
To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when you intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
To the right side and complete to Metcalf. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Taking a shot for Samuel. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deebo Samuel, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. What's good on the extra point? And that gives them a 3-point lead.
24, Browns 21.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
Nifty move.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Browns take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
They'll throw now on the final play. That'll be caught by Rice. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, in the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf, 60 yards.
And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll give up the middle. Jenkins.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's
he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the...
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's...
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
Harold Fannin,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Browns take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Well, what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
The Steelers take over first and 10. The Steelers take over first and 10. The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he's got it inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
2nd and 10. An inside run with Jenkins.
He juked him. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still,
With his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll run from the gun. It's Jenkins. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
First down, right back to Jenkins.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Looking to throw on 2nd down.
Hurts. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I thought at first he'd try to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked up by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, this has been a bit of a tough game to figure out when it comes to him throwing the football. He's got the 3 touchdown passes, but now, Charles, this is a 3rd interception.
And those aren't really numbers that you'd like to see balance out. In a normal ledger sheet, if you can balance everything, you feel good about your day. But as a quarterback, you need your ratio to be more like 3 touchdown passes to 1 interception.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Jarrett targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
Second and a yard at the 17-yard line.
They'll give it to Jenkins.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
And the Browns first down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
That is into the hands of Coleman downfield. And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. A big play that time for Cleveland. 57 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Throwing on 2nd down. Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Rice. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Alex Highsmith making a nice play and getting the sack. The kick by Carlson is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Green. And it will surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth-quarter lead. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score Steelers 45, Browns 31.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Still going. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
Maybe a little gas.
Yeah, a little tired, and if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
He's got his man in stride, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
That's laid out deep for Rice. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Hurts. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself.
Big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. The Browns on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and forever. They're going to look to throw. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Off the play fake. Jarrett going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Man, if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ford. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And sensing the momentum. Maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
On 1st down, it's Green. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their 1st time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
brings up
My
third
first
down
thought is surprise
and
because that's
8
one of the
yards to
better
go.
tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Well, look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Carlson now to add the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through. And we are tied here in the fourth.
This crowd, boy, in a state of shock. What was once safely in hand is now a tie game as the kick is away here. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And now an audible here into something else.
At the 26-yard line.
Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Back to throw. Jarrett. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here now, 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Jarrett.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook. They can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
Back to throw. Jarrett. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
He finds Austin complete.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Steelers, 1st down. 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Open man, that's the tight end fire move.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th.
Goal at the 2-yard line.
Here's 1st and goal. Jump. It is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And here's another kneel down as he'll try to set up the game winner. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This to almost certainly win the football game. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
On the return, the Browns take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
This is first and 10.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Steelers, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.